जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरवरधारी जय गिरवरधारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीरवन चारी जमुना तीरवन चारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय जय राधा माधव की जय। Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Swarupa Damodar Swami Tinamine Namasa Bhaktamanaya Manipurudhavaya Cha Prabhupada Satvani Pracharani Ratayate Namo Bhaktivinodaya Sachidananda Murtaye Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanugav Varayate. I offer my respectful obeisances to you, O Bhaktivinod, the form of eternity, knowledge and bliss, the incarnation of Gaura's potency, and the best of the followers of Rupa Goswami. Srila Sachidananda Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jaya mudirate ashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavad sevaya bhagavate uttam shloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 19, Text 5, Chapter entitled Performing the Pumsavana Ritualistic Ceremony. So, Canto 6, Chapter 19, Text 5. Yatha tvam kripaya bhutya tejasa mahima ojasa justa isha gunay sarvay tatha asi bhagwan Prabhu. Translation: O my Lord, because you are endowed with causeless mercy, all opulences, all prowess, and all glories, strength, and transcendental qualities, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of everyone. Shravan Prabhu, I am audible?
Yeah,
Shravan Prabhu?
you are audible,
Okay.
but your video is...
So you want, shall I increase my sound, voice?
Yeah, if
It's
it
better?
clear, yeah,
Or you,
okay, it's clear. Just you can adjust
okay,
your video if it's possible.
okay, one
We are
second.
able to see your forehead.
At video, one second. It's better?
Yeah,
Okay. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this verse, the words Tato Isha Bhagavan Prabhu means therefore you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Master of everyone. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is endowed with all six opulences in full, and moreover, He is extremely kind to His devotees. Although He is full in Himself, He nonetheless wants all the living entities to surrender unto Him so that they may engage in His service. Thus He becomes satisfied. Although He is full in Himself, He nonetheless becomes pleased with His devotees offer Him patram pushpam phalam tohyam, a leaf, flower, fruit, or water in devotion. Sometimes the Lord, as the child of Mother Yashoda, requests his devotee for some food as if he was very hungry. Sometimes he tells his devotee in a dream that his temple and his garden are now very old and that he cannot enjoy them very nicely. Thus, he requests the devotee to repair them. Sometimes he is buried in the earth and as if unable to come out himself, he requests his devotee to rescue him. Sometimes he requests his devotee to preach his glories all over the world, although he alone is quite competent to perform this task, even though the Supreme Personality of Godhead is endowed with all possessions and is self-sufficient. He depends on his devotees. Therefore, the relationship of the Lord and his devotee devotees is extremely confidential. Only the devotee can perceive how the Lord, although full in himself, depend on his devotees for some particular work. This is explained in Bhagavad Gita 11.33, where the Lord tells Arjuna, Nimitta matram bhava savya sachin. O Arjuna, merrily be an instrument in the fight. Lord Krishna had the competence to win the battle of Kurukshetra, but nonetheless, he induced his devotee Arjuna to fight and become the cause of victory. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was quite competent, even though competent enough to spread his name and mission all over the world, but still he depend upon his devotee to do this work. Considering all these points, the most important aspect of the Supreme Lord's self-sufficiency is that he depends on his devotees. This is called his causeless mercy. The devotees who has perceived the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead by realization can understand the master and the servant. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं सुतं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखां वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणामनि हरिप्रिय। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। वांछा कल्पतरुर्भ्यश्च च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। So I welcome all the devotees, Maharaj and senior Vaishnavas, and who has given me the opportunity to speak on this most glorious scripture in the world, the ultimate. Please accept my humble obeisances. So today is a very special day, the disappearance day of Srila Chidananda Bhaktivedanta Thakur. He is called Seventh Goswami. So after I finish my class, Shravan Prabhu requested me some senior devotee can glorify him whatever time is available. So this dependency in this verse, that devotees and the Lord, they are mutually dependent on each other. So this dependency of the Lord and the devotees, this is the cause of reciprocation between the loving reciprocation between the Lord and his devotees. And this reciprocation, as it is mentioned in this verse, Prabhupada is mentioning, these are very confidential. We cannot understand unless the devotees are on that platform. From normally, even the pure devotee from outside, they look very simple, very humble, and very ordinary. They don't try to project themselves, and even on the demand of the Lord also, sometimes the devotee, they try to keep themselves in a like in lesser, means like instead of projecting his uh, the ability, or even like even it is there, but they try to keep it within themselves. And but sometimes, according to the need of the time and circumstances, it's required. And it is required to show, because just like Krishna is always in Vrindavan, and he's there with his cowherd friend gopis. He's enjoying his life, and the but sometimes he has to show his universal form to understand that what is God, and to show so that people in general should not be misled. Similarly, the devotees, the pure devotees, and the acharyas, they also show sometimes extraordinary activities, extraordinary ability to show what is actually the devotee means. But it's very rare, and people who are very fortunate, they can only witness. So this the dependency, the disciple is always dependent on the instructions of the spiritual master. That is very, very important. That the foundation of the disciple, the foundation of the devotees, is the instruction, the foundation of the instruction of his Diksha Guru. That is, unless, because these instructions are there, which are guiding us for eternally for on the path of our devotional service. This, if these instructions are not there, then we will be lost. Like we we cannot know what to do, what not to do, what is the direction. So, and not only that, the spiritual master, the bona fide spiritual master, they also make sure that even if they are physically not present, there are some of his disciple, the authorized, the bona fide devotees in the mission, who can carry forward and who can guide the other devotees. Depending on the other devotees, how much these junior devotees are ready to accept the senior devotees. So it also depends with the spiritual master. When like we see, where there are many disciples, thousands and lakhs of disciples are there, but how much the disciple is ready to inculcate the spiritual master and his instruction is his life, accordingly his progress will be done. Means like it will, the progress will, he will grow, or he will move forward in his spiritual life. He will be able to cultivate his Krishna consciousness according to that degree, the love and the dedication, how much he has for his spiritual master. So dependency in the material world is but on the other side, we see this dependency in this material world is the cause of exploitation. We in this, it's not like there is a two different, this material platform and the spiritual platform. The material platform is based on exploitation, the spiritual platform is based on dedication. So that's why this Shravan Prabhu, I'm clear. Haribol Shravan Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Some message is coming. Sometimes some message comes and my sound is not okay. So that's why this, because of this material world is designed like that, that every living entity is exploiting the other living entity. This is the nature of this material. Even if we don't want, we have to exploit others. Then only things will, something can be produced or something can move forward. Otherwise, it's not, because servant is exploiting the master, master is exploiting the servant. But whereas in the spiritual platform, it is based on dedication. There is no exploitation. Though we work for our spiritual master, we work for Krishna, but we never feel that my Guru Maharaj is exploiting Or like you see, in generally when in the ashram when we stay, so there is not like there is some salary being paid to the devotee for serving his spiritual master, because we feel ashamed if something the spiritual master is giving something against service, because this is he is giving because he loves me, he loves his disciple, he loves his devotees. He is not because, but in material platform, if sufficiently the person is not rewarded for his service, immediately there will be the revolt. So beginning, when the even before the service is begun, there is a full contract. There is a full, everything is detailed. How much you will be paid, how many holidays you have, everything, and what is the time of your work, what time you should come, what time you should go, what otherwise if you are late, then your from salary this much money will be deducted. So this is because this exploitation tendency, because of this the cheating propensity in the living entity. That's why all these things are there. So that's why this because we everyone this master wants to get more than whatever maximum from his servant. If he is paying 1 lakh rupee, then he will try to get not 1 crore, 10 crore maximum. He can try to, he wants to suck the blood of that person. And similarly, the servant, if he does, so servant wants to get maximum out of his, if he can get salary of 1 lakh rupee, he can 10 lakh immediately. Depending, means it, even he is not qualified, the person is not qualified to get that much salary or benefit, but still the tendency in this material world to get maximum, to exploit maximum the other person. Whereas in spiritual platform, this is not there. Spiritual platform, we are completely dependent. Whatever spiritual, like we see, we are practicing Krishna consciousness. Every devotee, their desire is to go back to Godhead as soon as possible. Because we have, by if at least by the will of the providence and by good fortune and by the mercy of the acharyas, the mercy of spiritual master Guru Maharaj, we have come to know, we have come to understand that this place is not for us. This place, we cannot bear to stay in this place even for one moment. But still, and we are working hard, everyone is working hard, everyone is trying their best. But still, spiritual master says, no, you stay for few more, like whatever he wants. We devotees will stay happily, we will stay happily, because there is no demand there. It's not like we want this because we have served you for so many years and you have to take us back to Godhead. Definitely, this is the ultimate result. But this in this the reciprocation on the spiritual platform is not on the, it's not like demand. Demand is there, but it's not like those kind of demand on the material. Because see, anything in this system is there, everything is there, it has a specific purpose. So we demand from a spiritual master for his service, for his unalloyed devotion, for his as eternal blessing, and keep us in his eternal service. That is our request. Not even demand, we request, we pray. So in this mood, even the devotees, when devotees offer to Krishna, whatever, even if the devotee is so poor, a person, he can offer even water, put some tulsi leaves and offer, and Krishna gives the ultimate. So actually, in devotional service, it does not depends on the quantity; it depends on the quality. So Guru Maharaj tells that it doesn't matter how many temples we have made, how many followers we have made, or how many books we have published, or how whatever done, whatever this that. It depends on how much dedicated we have become for Krishna, for him, for our spiritual master. How much pure we have purified. Purification is that. Means we are freed from all this external this attachment to this external objects. Like we are not, when definitely these things are required for propagating mission water, but these are the uh, not the actual byproduct. These are byproduct. Actually we want the true concentrated love for him, the true means the completely pure, without any tinge of any other desire. That is and that for that we depend on him. This for this we need this. This is our life and soul. The bhakti means we have to. We need his service, and service is his love. We gives the instruction. The spiritual master gives the instruction, his love in the form of instructions. Because he loves me, he trusts me. That's why he is asking me to do. Otherwise, it's not beyond, unless the person trusts, unless and more he gives instruction, the more the mercy is coming. So similarly, like we see between Krishna and his devotees, and reciprocations are there. He is asking Mother Yashoda when he is hungry in Vrindavan. So whatever way he speaks, or so he's hungry, and Mother Yashoda is feeding Krishna. So both are happy. Krishna is happy to ask food from Mother Yashoda, and Mother Yashoda is happy to serve the best food she can prepare. And even she can and even she calls the other gopis and other devotees to his house. She knows when she comes to know, oh, this so and so can cook very nicely, then she will call her, request her to come and cook for Krishna, because Radharani is coming to cook for Krishna. And on the request of Mother Yashoda, when she came to know Radharani is such a wonderful cook, and so this reciprocation is the eternal and constant. It's going on, and the devotees relish, and those who are fortunate to participate. So sometimes we can see that there are special prescriptions in the scriptures, like if we follow so and so vows, if we follow, chant this and this verses or this and this mantra, so definitely we are benefited. The spiritual benefits are there. But all these special prescriptions works only on the instructions of the spiritual master, Diksha Guru. Like in scriptures we have, like, there are so many verses that it is written, if we chant we'll get this benefit, that benefit. Like for example, it is written that if we take bath in Radha Kund we will get Krishna Prema. There is no, definitely there is nothing wrong in that, and completely it is true. But our Guru Maharaj told we should not take bath in Radha Kund, we should just do Ashmani and offer our obeisances and offer our prayers to Radharani. So being his disciple, we cannot take bath in Radha Kund. Though in the scriptures it is there, but so that's why the scriptures, so many things are there. But if it is authorized by our spiritual master, then only our Diksha Guru, then only it will give us the ultimate result. Otherwise, we will get some byproduct. Means like we perform this yagya or whatever is there in the scripture, we keep, and there is no limit, no end. It is completely vast ocean. We keep doing for, and we may have been doing for since eternity, but because we have not accepted Guru fully in our life, so we are stuck in this, we are still in this place. So whatever instruction, whatever vows, whatever injunctions is there in the scriptures, if it is told by, and even we should not go and insist to our spiritual master that we want to do this. No, it should come from the spiritual master. Otherwise, there are instructions like in this age, Krishna wants and Mahaprabhu wants that we should all preach his glories and preach scientifically and preach Bhagavad Gita, and try to spread by doing Harinam Sankirtan, other scientific activities, conference, science, spirituality. So different activities published to preach, to show that more and more people are coming and accepting this Krishna consciousness in this age of Kali. So this then only this is the instruction by this is the need of our time. Means Krishna wants us to take us more and more souls from more and more jiva from this material world back to his Golokdham, back to the spiritual world. Krishna is so eager; he is doing all these arrangements, and he is sending his devotees to guide the devotees whom Krishna wants to take back. So in this episode also, in the previous chapter, when we can see these vows what Diti is following, it definitely there is some mistake and it did not work out in that way it was. But that vow started with the permission of her husband. It's not that Diti randomly or independently started to perform to do this vow or perform such activity to get the benefit. It would have even Diti, because they are not like ordinary souls, they are very elevated. So personalities. So even you see the anything it is coming. So similarly in the Grihastha Jivan also, if things could move forward, means in a very peaceful way, if the wife is dependent and on the instructions of her husband. Otherwise, it will be always the whole system will get, it will be in chaos or it will be in like topsy-turvy. It will not go in, and then finally no one will be happy. So even in the script we have seen the devotees who are performing, who have been awarded with the ultimate, and Krishna has given the blessings only when the devotees have followed the instruction on the prescription of the bona fide devotees, like in case of Dhruva Maharaj or many other devotees. When Dhruva Maharaj was instructed by Narad Muni to perform such and such austerity in a particular way, then within the 6 months Krishna appeared. And when Krishna appeared, Dhruva Maharaj was completely purified from all his material desires. So this is the benefit when Krishna appears himself, and then from our heart, all our material desires will go away. So actually, this is the byproduct in one's actual thing is that the condition of a devotee, his consciousness, he becomes completely filled with his love, with he understands his original position, and because to free from three guna or free from material, these are all at a very basic level actually. In the beginning itself, when we seriously want to perform, and when we become completely determined to follow this path of devotional service, we are freed from all this material desire. Unless we have full conviction, we cannot carry out this devotional service. So this uh, so these are at the very basic. The more we advance and our conviction, our determination becomes more fixed in the devotional path. So then the real thing, the nectar, the Krishna prema starts flowing. And right from the beginning, since we accept that we want to become a devotee and we take initiation and we are formally connected to the parampara, and Krishna accepts us as his devotee, and then we start relishing. So then, more we advance, more we become fixed, and then we can relish more and more, and this relish is eternal. It's not like this happiness of this satisfaction what we get. It is ever growing, and it increases and it becomes more and more concentrated. The more we become, our consciousness is becoming more and more tuned to do his service, to completely accommodate ourselves in the service of our Guru and Krishna. So this further, and so in this verse also Krishna this explained about 11.33 that nimitta matra, this become an instrument. Krishna likes that, and in this there is a specific plan being carried out in this material world, and this cosmic manifestation is a chance for the conditioned soul to go back to Godhead, back to home. So as long as they have a we have a demoniary mentality which makes them try to lord it over material nature, they are conditioned, we are conditioned. So uh, this nimitta matra, actually we are actually witnessing the whole activity. Everything is done by Krishna if we see, and if we try to understand the whole uh, activity, the whole cosmic, even the body which we are maintaining, and it is maintained by Krishna. So what when the body is when we are supplying the fuel in the form of the food. So everything is given by Krishna. The food is the whole arrangement, the system is working because Krishna wants it to work because of his desire. So this that's why this this it is told earlier also many places that we have to be we have to just follow his instruction, follow his direction, and then things will be carried out very smoothly. So those and anyone who can understand the plan of the Supreme Lord and cultivate Krishna consciousness is most intelligent. The creation and destruction of the cosmic manifestation are under the superior guidance of God. Thus, the battle of Kurukshetra was fought according to the plan of God. And Arjuna was refusing to fight, but he was told that he should fight in accordance with the desire of the Supreme, to fulfill the desire of the Krishna, to fulfill his desire and to make Arjuna glorious. Actually, Krishna was competent in even just his desires, and Prabhupada is writing in Bhagavad Gita that just his desires and all the people who were assembled in this Kurukshetra were even they will just finish like this without doing any effort. But since Krishna wants, because this reciprocation again it will come that Krishna wants his devotee should be glorified, his devotee should be remembered from in the because we read Mahabharata and other stories, and because he wanted the Pandavas should be remembered in such a uh, uh, so, uh, his desire was that they should be glorified. So this arrangement was done, and even Arjuna refused on the so many reasons he gave because they are seniors, this that. Krishna excited him to fight and take this opportunity to become the cause of victory. So similarly, in this age, Mahaprabhu, he advent in this age of Kali to spread the glories of Harinam. And he gave the instruction and he is sending his devotees, and devotees are giving us the opportunity to take this opportunity and spread the Harinam and become glorious, because we glorify many devotees who has given this so many scriptures and other books, and we get this opportunity to take this facility and become fully Krishna conscious. And so this the acharyas are fully well equipped and they are fully competent to do anything. They don't need actually, but because of his mercy, they try to engage us, they try to give us the opportunity to do service, to purify us and to generate our love for Krishna and the devotees. Otherwise, there is no hope for us. So, this we should always remember that Krishna and his devotees are always fully self-sufficient. They don't need anyone, but it is only because of their causeless mercy they give us this opportunity to they take service from us only because they want to give us mercy. They want to give the seed of Krishna consciousness in our heart to make our consciousness purify. So this is the process actually. When we serve the Krishna's devotee, so our consciousness, our gets purified, and we can understand our real position. So we should, whenever we have this opportunity, but anything that we are doing, it should be completely authorized by the spiritual master or the seniors who are following in his absence. Otherwise, we should, because see, services are there, but so many services are there, but we should also know that we are not uh, like suppose someone wants to go and do everyday Govardhan Parikrama or feed some poor people, they are all really good service. But unless this is authorized, it will not give the ultimate result. It will just give the byproduct. And maybe Krishna can illusion us with the byproduct that this is the ultimate result. So we should not try to be over smart in this case. And we should always remember that what our Guru Maharaj want from us, what is his desire, and we all know it's very vivid, and so we should try to contribute in that direction and make our life successful. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shravan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for this wonderful class. Yeah, the point is very clear. So unless it is authorized, we are not going to get the primary benefit. Yeah, so we can take two quick questions, then we can proceed for the clarification. If anyone is
Yeah,
having
but
any,
yeah, maybe question can be some because Maharaj can glorify today's very important day.
if anyone is having any question regarding today's class, they can raise their hand and ask His Grace Achit Prabhu. Yes, Haripal Prabhuji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat.
Thank you for this nice class. So, the question is regarding this causeless mercy. So, this causeless mercy may be causeless from the Lord's point of view, but how does that comes to a particular devotee or person? Is it random? Because we also know that nothing happens by chance. So maybe due to Agyan Sukruti or something else. And then if it is from Agyan Sukruti, then how can it be called the causeless? Hare Krishna.
Causeless means how to tell? See, like in one sense, uh, this causeless mercy is there. It's not that see Agya Sukriti or whatever Sukriti is there or not there. We don't know. First of all, we have become devotee, so we cannot think in that way that we have performed so much Sukriti. That's why we got mercy of our spiritual master Krishna has become merciful. No, actually this whole Krishna consciousness system is working. It this is actually distributing randomly Krishna prema, completely random. And those who are interested, they can take it because we have the free will. So, like for example, you take when I met Guru Maharaj in IIT Kanpur, and so Guru Maharaj is coming every year. He is doing seminars. We are going to Namisharanya, and we are doing programs. So, and some we will come every year to Navdeep, Mayapur for Gaur Purnima festival. We'll meet Maharaj. We'll stay with Maharaj. So now with me, it's not only I'm not glorifying myself, but I'm just giving example to your answer to your question. So with me, there were other students were also coming, not only me. They were also coming, and so we are all meeting, we are all serving, and they are also serving Maharaj. We are also whatever we get opportunity to serve him, we'll do it. And they were also giving donation to Maharaj. And that time I was, because they were PhD scholars, so they have some money, and so see this, when the meeting is there, activity is going on, and everyone has, all the devotees, or even all the students who met Maharaj in IIT Kanpur, so many hundreds of students were attending Guru Maharaj seminar. But how many of them are really coming forward to accept? My point is that Guru Maharaj is there. He is giving the opportunity. So there is no cause, because he just because he is agent of Mahaprabhu. He is devotee. He is pure devotee. He wants all the students, all this, because we are all suffering. And he wants all should come and join and engage in Krishna service fully. But how many of us are really taking it? 100%. So this is actually, it's not that I did so much service, so I got opportunity. No, actually I was not having any plan to come and stay in IIT Kanpur. I'm not an IIT student. Only because my brother was there, so, and my mother sent me there. And otherwise I was in my home, where I was very happy whatever I was doing. So this incident, that it is causeless. It's not that we don't have any Swikriti. We are like fool number one. First of all, we should remember this. If we had so much Swikriti, why could not we go back till now? Why we are here in this material world? So this Agya Swikriti, this nothing works. It only works, this mercy is spiritual master. And then we can tell one thing here, the role of free will. Because we all have the free will, so some accepted and some did not accept it. So, but still being a devotee, we should not think this is my free, but we should just, it is a mercy, because to nurture our mood, definitely. So like, and now also everyone has free will. I can do whatever I like, but then I have to face the consequence. That is also the truth. So this is causeless, and it is 100% causeless. Okay, and this is not that this is arrangement of Krishna, because it's not that only Guru Maharaj was doing seminar in IIT Kanpur. Guru Maharaj was doing in other institutions also. And so this activity, whatever he was doing, and other devotees also came from IIT Kanpur, they joined full time. So this is definitely this, and sometimes you can tell that circumstances, forces, or for me you can tell, sir, because, but other devotees who had unlimited opportunity, and those who can go into the top class institutions of the world, but still they left and they came and they took the humble service of Guru Maharaj. So definitely, so this is that Guru Maharaj gave, and similarly Krishna gives causeless mercy, and this is the mercy that This arrangements was done by the Krishna. This is causeless, because you can see that we are not at all qualified even to see Guru Maharaj. What about serving him? So that's why in this way, this Krishna gives us, this is causeless, and this is now also we do so many programs. So what is the cause? We call so many students to our conference, and some they accept, and some they become serious, some they don't. So in one sense, definitely the behind every arrangement Krishna is there, no doubt about it. But it is only because otherwise Krishna is happy in his place, and we are also happy in suffering in this material, and Krishna is happy in spiritual world. Why he has to take all this trouble to do this such a material world and this and that, and send his devotees, and devotees tolerate all the what we do in this world, but still. So this is his causeless mercy, Krishna's causeless mercy, and his devotees' causeless mercy, that we are getting the opportunity to become Krishna conscious, to know who is Krishna. So, like you see, Prabhu, you are in IIT Kanpur. Do you think that there is any cause behind, unless only by the causeless mercy of Guru Maharaj, that you became the devotee? Just try to
Yeah,
contemplate. So,
from the devotee point of view, we should always think that it
no,
is causeless.
this is not devotee point of view. This is actual point of view. Not that you can see, this is fact. You cannot see, first of all, you don't know what is your previous life. You don't know how long you are there in this material world and what you have performed. So you cannot figure out. Only this is the causeless mercy of Guru Maharaj that you became the devotee. And you should try to take more his causeless mercy. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji, and thank you, Haripal Prabhuji, for this wonderful question. And your questions are always thought-provoking, and we used to think a lot. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Maybe we can proceed further.
Glorification.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Okay, so I request His Holiness Brajpati Maharaj, if we can start, then go with Maharaj.
Yes, Brajpati Maharaj, please.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Dandavat Maharaj. Dandavat.
So, what is your order for me?
No, no, Maharaj, please. No, today, if you like, today is, if you are prepared, means today is Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur Disappearance Day. So if for a few minutes, if you like to glorify, otherwise we can proceed to Govind Maharaj and other devotees.
Yeah, okay. Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur ki jai ho. So, Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur personifies the fire of Krishna consciousness, fire of working for the pleasure of the Lord, or the desire to see the glories of the Lord available to the mass of people. So that is the quality of a Vaishnava. So he is exemplary for everyone, for all the ashrams. That how he wrote so many books, and how he wrote so many songs, and how he established many initiatives. So it's very, very exemplary and very inspirational to take inspiration from and seek blessings from Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur. Having known Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prophecy that this will be this movement will spread all over the world, every town and village. He used to send English, translate books into English and send to libraries in the world. So, so that is a symptom of a devotee that is very obsessed with the glories of the Lord. So he's not so much obsessed with himself, whether he will be in the forefront or not, but he's very much obsessed to keep the glories of the Lord in front, and for that he worked relentlessly, day and night. Day and night he worked, Bhaktivedanta. So that spirit is very, very exemplary. He is restless to see the glories of the Lord for the benefit of poor people of this world. Everybody is poor here in this world. And because of that poverty, they are suffering. Poverty of spirituality, poverty of lacking the Lord. So he prayed for a son who could spread the glories of the Lord. So Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur is born. So though he has done so much work, he considered himself very, very small, very considered his position very limited. So he prayed for a son who would fearlessly and without any obligations, who can fully dedicate to the service of the Lord. So this movement in one sense is a gift of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prophecy was put into action by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And it is handed over to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Because after Mahaprabhu left, there is a kind of silence in and around this place, not so much activity. Of course, there are pure devotees always. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur is the one who inaugurated this prophecy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu into action and followed it up with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is the one who first started institutionalized religion in our parampara. So, and that is then ISKCON, BI, and many organizations that may come in future. Very exemplary that being also in the household life, being a family man, he was exemplary even to he was inspirational even to the sannyasis. That spirit. So the spirit is very important. Of course, ashram has their own hierarchy, but the spirit is also very, very important. So the spirit of Bhaktivinoda Thakur is very, very exemplary, and it is the spirit of Bhaktivinoda Thakur which has made devotees, all of us today, if you see in one sense. So we are eternally indebted to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Which Grihastha will get up 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning and start doing writing. Right? Or which Grihastha would like to fight with established institutional religion, misleading the people. And which Grihastha would put a tilak and go to the work. And which Grihastha would do what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has done. He excavated all the places of Mahaprabhu. So that's how that spirit, that spirit of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he is restless to see the places in Navadvip Dham, all the 9 Vipas, what is there in Mayapur, I think mostly. So by seeing his restlessness, the Lord had to come and reveal. So that is restlessness. So that restlessness from ourselves, rooted in ourselves, when that restlessness transferred to see the glories of the Lord, to see the service of the Lord, to bring the Lord to the masses, restlessness to serve the wish of Guru and Gauranga. When we get that restlessness, then we can see Guru and Gauranga. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is amazing and inspirational to even to the sannyasis. So the pure devotee, wherever he is inspirational to everyone. Because the devotee is above all the ashrams. But of course, for those who are conditioned, ashramas help to slowly progress in the modes, in the attachment, to bring it to the platform of working without attachment and working without expectation of results and fame. So these ashrams will help, but a pure devotee is beyond any of the ashrams. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur songs we sing today. So there is a spirit of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, of relentless seva. So our Guru Maharaj also likes Bhaktivinoda Thakur very much, his songs. And Guru Maharaj, after Narottam Das Thakur, Guru Maharaj likes Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Guru Maharaj was writing songs whenever little time he is getting in the flight and somewhere here and there. Otherwise, Guru Maharaj have also many songs more. And Guru Maharaj has exclaimed, how could Bhaktivinoda Thakur write so many songs? being a judge, magistrate, and being in the, and done so many things. Not only writings, he revived the places, and these are all amazing, surprising, what one can do, even in the Grihastha ashram. So, he is an inspiration to one and all, and we are eternally indebted to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur for his compassion to all of us to bring the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so early. If Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if not for Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu movement would have not come so early. So we are all devotees by the mercy of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So we should remain grateful and render service to Sri Guru with relentless and hard work, service, restlessness to serve. That's what we should do. So his duty has become very insignificant compared to the devotional seva which he done. Normally what happens, the amount of time it demands, you see, 8 hours it requires, demands, serving the British, right? So, but he did so much devotional service that his material duty appears very small in front of what he did in the devotional path. So that is the spirit of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And we pray to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur to bless us, to continue our service to his dear servant Srila Shripad. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj. May I request His Holiness Govind Maharaj, Bhakti Swarup Govind Maharaj. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Maharaj.
Wonderful, 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 yeah. So today is Bhaktivedanta Thakur's Dissapience Day. Of course, in Vrindavan, they celebrated yesterday. And also, Gadadhar Pandit's Dissapience Day. So our Maharaj has so beautifully described the glories and uniqueness of Bhaktivedanta Thakur. His thought, his vision was so deep, so wonderful. It's very hard to the activities Vaishnavas performed apparently may not have been exposed during his time, his glory. Of course, some glory was manifest, but he was a true visionary. He could see things because he's a Nitya Parshad of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Celebrated as Seventh Goswami. That's a special, unique title given by those who know the significance of his contribution. But of course, his strong desire, this is what he had, strong will to have someone to fulfill the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His Gaudiya mission got its inception when Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, established the Gaudiya mission. And his work was brought on the world platform by our Prabhupada. Ultimately, the scientific aspect, because contribution gets registered only when the people in the mainstream, they are influenced. So without this scientific preaching, the scientific presentation of Krishna consciousness, this vision of Mahaprabhu and Bhaktivedanta Thakur, it would have remained incomplete. The Srila Prabhupada expressed many times his thought. Yes, if we cannot influence scientific community, then our and that's why Srila Prabhupada so much emphasized the mission. He so much showed his tremendous satisfaction and joy to give that leadership of scientific preaching to Guru Maharaj, in whom he found perfect candidate. And what intrigues me, that in that 1522 sloka, Srila Prabhupada envisioned a great scientist to come to explain to the scientific community. Well, this is how Bhaktivedanta gave the idea. So, and his mood, his internal mood, Bhaktivedanta Thakur and Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. So, Swarup Damodar and Gadadhar Pandit. So, this is the vision of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He saw in his Samadhi Gadadhar Pandit and Swarup Damodar Goswami. They were the two most intimate associates of Mahaprabhu. They manifested because in the present time, this manifestation of the mission of Mahaprabhu was in the hand of Bhaktivedanta Thakur. And how his intimate relationship with Swarup Damodar. So same thing was manifested to the vision in the Samadhi of Bhaktisiddhanta Sri Thakur, where he saw Gadadhar Pandit manifesting as Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He saw Bhaktivinoda Thakur as Gadadhar Pandit and Gaur Kishoras Babaji as Swarup Damodar. And that's why you can imagine Bhaktivinoda Thakur chose his disappearance day, same as Gadadhar Pandit. So it's a very, very deep, it's a very esoteric, and but in the internal realm, only those who are given the revelation, only they can express. So what I'm trying to say that just think of the role of Gadadhar Pandit in Mahaprabhu's Leela. He is Radharani himself, correct? Can we imagine Radharani, the ultimate shelter in our Gaudiya line? And she has given her mood and complexion to Mahaprabhu, to Krishna, and become an associate just to think and care for the comfort of Mahaprabhu. That is the intimate aspect. And all the three desires which Mahaprabhu came to fulfill, just to fulfill his desire, Krishna's desire, Radharani just allowed her essence to Krishna. What a greatest sacrifice. She just manifested as Gadadhar, so that now he can freely, without any social or familiar restrictions of Radharani, he can serve Mahaprabhu very freely. So it is not just Krishna's specific three desires got fulfilled, but also Radharani also wished that she was feeling all the restrictions as a lady in a family and society to freely be with Krishna all the time. But as Gadadhar, she was able to associate with Mahaprabhu. So it's a mutual. She also got her many wills fulfilled. And that's why Mahaprabhu is always described as glorified as Gadadhar Prananath. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he just took, as Maharaj described, like a very, not in the exposure. That is a point I'm trying to make. Bhaktivinoda, so in silence of his room and meditation, he just expressed amazing bhajans, which are the conclusions of all our previous acharyas, and his personal dedication. So you can think of in the mood of Gadadhar Pandit, who is totally devoted silently for the pleasure of Krishna. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is observed, he is seen as Gadadhar Pandit and manifesting his work and expose the glory of Srimati Radharani. It's amazing, very esoteric. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur manifesting is Gadadhar Pandit, and that's why both they have their disappearance in the same day. This one connection. And Gadadhar Pandit, did I say this? That he's a unique personality who has disappearance day and appearance day both on the new moon day. Because when he gave, Krishna is born on Ashtami, the Radharani also born on Ashtami, but bright moon side and dark moon side. When they combined, then Radharani gave everything she had Mahaprabhu. That's why appearance and disappearance both signify. Throughout her life, she remained like a silent actor in Mahaprabhu's Leela, but very, very essential. Always putting Mahaprabhu in the spotlight. So that is the role, that is the mood of Radharani. Although she is the most elevated, but in Gauranga Leela, she just acted just to bring the greatest comfort to Mahaprabhu because she knew how painful it would be to experience through her mood, Krishna. Separation, it's Vipralamba Bhava which demonstrated in Jagannath Puri was very, very. The same way Bhaktivinoda Thakur adopted the same silent mood. He wrote a lot of books. Now the effect of those books and his vision is being manifested by the mercy of Swarup Damodar. Swarup Damodar who manifested as Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, who gave shelter to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. There is a tremendous connection, how this most esoteric thing, connection from Krishna Lila to Gaur Lila and to our present time, it establishes the intimate relationship of two superlative associates of Mahaprabhu. Gadadhar Pandit is Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Swarup Damodar is Gaur Kishore Das Baba, who continued through him. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, as powerful and as learned, erudite he was, he actually demonstrated the internal bhajan because he realized that whatever I have learned from the scriptures and its conclusion, I see dancing in the shadow of the lotus feet of my spiritual master, Gaur Kishore Das Baba. This was his realization that whatever learning I have done, the conclusion of all learning, of course, that is the pure connection to the absolute realm that he saw manifest and dancing in the lotus feet of Gaur Kishore Babaji, who was apparently not so educated or learned in the Vedas. Something like that. So it genuinely caused Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the greatest learned person of his time in many fields, to demonstrate his genuine humility. If you think of the humility of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, it's amazing the experiences he went through and the tribulations and many things. But just getting all the inspiration from the lotus feet of his spiritual master, whose the shadow of whose feet he saw the real thing. So we can see that our lineage of Bhakti Thakur, it's a real thing for us. And to the present time, Prabhupada and our Guru Maharaj, and he demonstrating the same mood as Maharaj said that he loved like the mood of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. See the composure and the depth and silent working, not caring for how important I am and how much the people around glorify. Guru has demonstrated that mood of silently working, just setting up the scene, just do the thing. And Guru Maharaj once he expressed this, that we all will, our mission will outlive all of us. So we have to do our best part given our circumstances, means and everything, whatever we can get without much, too much going out of it. So the whole idea is we can be very, Bhaktivinoda Thakur could be a tremendous inspiration in connecting to the mood of Guru Maharaj, our Savior, our Prabhupada. That connection. Ayya Prabhupada. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Okay. Okay, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Sanatan Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
So, I think it's 9:20. If you want to continue, or shall we conclude?
Yeah, maybe we can continue for 10 more minutes. So we can ask
Okay.
our senior devotees.
Who is there? Hare Krishna. Madan Manohar Prabhuji.
Hare Bol, Hare Krishna.
Please speak for 1 minute because there are other devotees also. You can.
I raised my hand, I think by mistake. I didn't realize.
No, you
Okay.
can glorify Bhaktivedanta Thakur. Today is his disappearance day.
Oh, okay.
For 1 minute, then we can go to other devotees also.
So, Bhaktivedanta Thakur, he was a visionary actually. Most of his books, they were really scientific actually, because he was during that contemporary period when the British were very much flourishing in India, and this industrial revolution and the scientific revolution was going on in full swing. And the exact date, the book he produced, one book in English, which was found in the British Library, is Life and Precepts of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of Lord Chaitanya. This book in 1896, when it went to the library in Britain, it was at that time that Prabhupada actually appeared on the planet. So it's kind of a mystical thing that Prabhupada would, later on go and he would spread the glories of the holy name. And the main thing was a sadhu's job is actually to preach the glories of the Lord. And by setting his own example, plus by giving guidance to others in so many different ways, and how to go back home, back to Godhead. And Bhaktivedanta Thakur, you see, unlimited books, and he was doing all this with this heavy responsibility as a magistrate, and facing so much opposition from so many different categories of people. Still, he was able to go ahead. It is such an amazing thing. At those days, everything was very difficult. Even to produce one book, it was very difficult actually. But with all the schedule he had, he was able to somehow produce all these books. He was able to bring forth a son who established 64 Gaudiya Maths all over the world. And this amazing kind of wonderful activities. Unless a person is very spiritually elevated, these things are, it's even imagination, these things, it's very difficult for us to conceive of. But most glorious point is the way that Bhaktivedanta Thakur was able to accomplish that, going around even begging for 1 paisa from everybody so that he could, raise one temple in Mayapur. I mean, the extent that, devotees, they go simply for being in the graces of the Lord, it is completely unimaginable actually. It's very, very unimaginable. So, there are so many things we can say, but this much I really appreciate it regarding Bhaktivedanta Thakur, the essence of Bhagavad culture. He was able to present it so very nicely, and Guru Maharaj loved singing Bhaktivedanta Thakur's songs. All these songs, Sharanagati specifically, the mood of surrender to the Supreme Lord, and completely depending on the Lord. We can gain so much from reading Bhaktivedanta Thakur's messages. It's very sublime life. And we seek his blessings on this very auspicious day so that we can.
Okay, so thank you, Prabhu. Now
Thank you.
I request His Grace Madhur Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Madhur Krishna Prabhuji. Hari Bol Prabhu, can you hear me? Okay, now Shrikant Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Shrikant Prabhu. Hari Bol, Shrikant Prabhu. Shyam Kishore Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Please speak for Glorify for 1 minute.
Yeah. Yes, sure. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu, for allowing me to speak some content on this great personality. Yeah. Am I audible, Sanatan Goswami, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Yes. So, speaking about him, this personality from whom our Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the preaching started, the preaching around the world, around India, means he was the one who preached the glories outside and also within India. So his contributions, and then I would like to highlight. And when he grew up after 21 years of age, and so that time his childhood and other things, I will skip that. The main activities is work. I will highlight that. So when he was in Bhadraka, he was staying in Bhadrak. So in 1860 it was. So he published a book that year in English, which described all the ashramas and temples in the state. And this book received a very favorable mention by that time one British historian, Mr. William Hunter. So he praised Bhaktivinoda Thakur's moral and religious character, like others also who praised him very much. And he was the headmaster of Medinipur High School. And at that time, when he was the headmaster, so he was looking into various religious sects which were going around in West Bengal, So their philosophies and the practices they were doing. So he saw that many of them practiced it very cheap. Many of them were presenting it very cheaply and taking the Mahaprabhu as very cheap. So he understood that the real religion which was established was by Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He knew that. So, and Mahaprabhu's mission was not properly presented amongst the people in the public, in the society. So this, due to this misrepresentation and corruptions in this Vaishnavism, so there was influence of so many upper sampradayas. So these upper sampradayas were growing up, and at that time, it was very difficult to get even a copy of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu's complete activities and his instructions and everything. So that time he was as a fighter, as a warrior. He was a warrior of the Gaudiya mission, or the the teachings of Mahaprabhu. So he decided as a warrior to put an onslaught on these upper sampradayas, those who are polluting this Gaudiya Vaishnavism. There were, like, at that time present about 13 upper sampradayas, deviant philosophies. They were like Aula, Ball, Kartabhaja, Neda, Darvesha, Sani, Sahajiya, Saki Bheki, Smarta, Jatagoshani, Ativadi, Chudahari, Gauranga Nagari. So these all groups, and because of their so much influence and the rise of them in the society, they were very boldly going and preaching their all this presenting them as the followers of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. But none of them were following the pure Vaishnava regulative principles properly, as Mahaprabhu mentioned. So later on, in the year 1861, he accepted the post of deputy magistrate.
Please make it short, because I want to give chance to other devotees.
Okay. So just I will finish now. So one of his miraculous, I will mention, this miraculous one incident. So we can come to know from that how the Lord was always with him and helping him in his activities. So like yeah, I'll just finish now. Then this is like in the Champarana, he was transferred when he was doing this district magistrate. He was transferred to Champarana place where in that village people used to worship a ghost in a banyan tree. And what happened? The local judge, like panchayat, it was like a panchayat samiti. So the local people, the panchayat used to sit under the banyan tree and give the decision. And what happened? People used to say that in that banyan tree there was a ghost who was influencing the mind of the judge. That whoever used to worship the victims or the people who used to comfort their case. So whoever is to worship the ghost would influence to speak in favor of them through the judge. So when Kedarnath Bhaktivinoda Thakur was there, he told one of the famous, there was a girl scholar in that village known as Pandita Ramabai. And he told her that you read the Bhagavatam under this tree continuously day and night for 1 month. And then she started reading the Bhagavatam continuously like that. And after 1 month, the tree that came down, crashed to the ground, died and put down. So the people then, when they saw this incident, they developed faith in Bhagavatam that really Bhagavatam is greater than this. There is nothing like this. It's just a farce and this thing. So we should worship the Bhagavatam and the instructions given by the Lord in the Bhagavatam and follow that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Mohanta Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Mohanta Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dhanavad.
Just, can you speak for 1 minute on the glorification of Bhaktivinoda Thakur?
Already
Yeah, make it short.
Maharaj and other devotees have already mentioned about Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So main thing is that his missionary spirit to spread this Krishna consciousness throughout the world. So it started from him. So book writing and preaching and sending the books to even outside of India. All these are great contributions of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And of course, he main of work is that there are so many pseudo spiritualists or so-called self-made gods. So he dominated. At that time, he exposed them also. So one Vishikeshan was there, and so many other pseudo so-called gods. So people were having faith, and he exposed them and put them into jail. So that was another great contribution of Thakur. And of course, he has provided very nice realizations in the form of his books, Saranagati, Kalyan Kalpataru. So these are his realization actually. It is very difficult for any person to do such kind of activity like getting up early, I think at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock, and writing songs. And later on in the daytime also, he is attending to his court, etc. So it's very difficult for any body to follow this schedule, but still he could maintain. And for the Lord's mission, actually, he did a lot of things. So there are another that.
Thank you very much. Please make it short. Okay. So, okay. So, Sanatan Prabhu, shall we conclude because it's already 9:35? Okay, thank you very much. And
Shyamchandra Prabhu
Prabhu is there. He is not available.
Earlier he was there, now he is not there.
He is busy in something. I called him. Okay, thank you very much for attending, and please pray to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur to give us unlimited mercy so that we can serve our spiritual master. and continue the journey of eternal journey of Krishna consciousness. Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai.
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 Hare Krishna. Please come to me. Okay, Sanathan. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yes, thank you. Thank you all for clarifying, and thank you Chitkeswaru for this class. And yeah, we are ending the session for the day. Chitkeswaru Prabhu ki jai. Thank you all for joining. See you all in tomorrow's class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.